Hello everyone, so this is my attempt to quickly explain alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes, right? So first thing you need to do is go to reference table, find the alkanes. So what you should know is alkanes are saturated and they only have single bonds. And the carbons and hydrogens are going to be in this formula. And the hydrogens will be double the amount of carbons plus 2. So CH4 is a alkane because it has double amount of carbons plus 2. C2H6 has double the amount plus 2, right? Because 2 times 2, C3H8, C4H10. So these are all, I'll just keep going, C5H12, right? 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12, C6H14, right? You get the idea, right? So the hydrogens are times 2 plus 2. So these are all alkanes, okay? So alkanes go here. Now alkenes, what you should notice is that they have exactly double the amount of hydrogens, right? And a double bond. So, but if I were to draw these first, right? Let me just draw these alkenes. So CH4, remember all alkenes have single bonds and all carbons have 4 bonds. So it's 4 bonds around there. I'm going to draw C2H6 in a different color underneath. So draw the carbons first. So remember, hydrogen only needs one more electron to become like helium and become a noble gas. So that's why hydrogen has one bond in these structure formulas. Right, so that was C2H6. I'll do C3H8 in green. So again, just draw the carbons first. The hydrogen's a different color. And then the hydrogens like this, right? So you should get the idea. So alkanes, single bonds only. Really not. And the hydrogens will be double the amount of carbons plus 2. So again, why is this an alkane? Because it has 3 carbons and double the amount of hydrogens, which is 6, plus 2, which is 8. Okay, that's alkanes. These are saturated with hydrogens, right? So saturated single bonds. Right? So if it has single bonds only, it is saturated. Right? The next one's alkenes. Okay, so alkene, so double plus 2. So you can't have an alkene with only one carbon. Just wouldn't work out if you try drawing it. So first alkene is ethene. Then you have propene, right? So why is this first one ethene? Because this one has 2 carbons. And if it has double the amount of hydrogens, it'll end in ene. So this would be ethene. This would be propene. Right? This would be C4H8. Would be butene. It's a little more complicated than this, but I want to make this video short. Right, so if I were to draw ethene, ethene would look like this: 1, 2 carbons. And then remember, it has to have only 4 bonds, so that's a double bond there, and 2 single bonds. So that carbon is now good. This carbon now has 4 bonds, so that's 2 carbons, 4 hydrogens. Does every carbon have 4 bonds? Yes, it does. So that is accurate. Now let's draw, how do I clear this out? Let's draw propene. So propene, draw the carbons first as always. So propene, and these are unsaturated because they have a double bond. Okay, so propene, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the double bond in this case can go anywhere. So I'm going to start on the first carbon. So propene, this one has 1, 2, 3, needs one more. So let's put it here. It doesn't matter for high school at least. But when you get to college, you do have to know the difference between cis and trans bonds. But in chemistry, so if I put the hydrogen there, I could also put it on top if I felt like it. Actually, I'm gonna put it on top because it just looks a lot better. It doesn't hurt my brain when I do that. So put it up here. Okay. So is that 3 carbons and 6 hydrogens? C3H6. Yes, it is. Each carbon has 4 bonds and 4 bonds only. This you could technically call 1 propene. But you'll learn later. There's no such thing as 2 propene. There's no such thing as 2 propene. Okay, it's only 1 propene. So the carbon is the double bonds on the first carbon. And the reason why there's no 2 propene is that you could label these right to left and left to right. So if I were to put the double bond here, that's still 1 propene because you're counting the carbons from right to left and left to right. Just make sure it's accurate. So let me delete that. Does every carbon have 4 bonds? Just make sure it has 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is missing 1. So do I still have 6 hydrogens? C3H6. So this is still propene. Okay, so everything is on here. Making sure that all the rules are being followed. So 4 carbons, 4 bonds, 4 bonds, right? So each carbon has 4 bonds, not 4 carbons. And yep, that's good. All right. So sorry, I'm on the struggle bus. And so next one is butene. So butene can be either 1 or 2 butene, and I'll show you why. Just erase this. The eraser should be larger than this. This is kind of painful. All right, so the next one's butene. So if I erase this, you see 4 direct carbons first. Right. So I could put a double bond here. So the first one, so this would be 2 butene. We'll make sure you draw it correctly. If you draw it correctly, it should have 8 hydrogens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8 hydrogens. And this would be 2 butene because it's on the second. It's on, if it's between the second and third carbon, it's going to be 2 butene. Always use the lowest number. Right? Again, these are unsaturated because they have double or triple bonds. And then I'll do the alkynes. Should kind of get the idea here though. Right, so the first alkyne is C2H2. Right? Double the amount of carbons minus 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. Minus 2 is 2. So this would be sorry, ethine. Clear this out. Ethine. Right, so the next one will have 3 carbons times 2 minus 2, so that would be 4. Right, so 3 times 2 minus 2 is 4. The propine. And the next one, C4H6. We butyne. And then you just keep going, right? So it'd be the next one would be C5. C5H8. Right? That'd be pentyne. So follow that particular order, right? It would be C6H10, C7H12. Following that formula, right? So let's do pentyne, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna put it actually between the third and fourth carbon going left to right, just to show you that that is not 3-pentyne. You may think it's 3-pentyne, right? Because this carbon, that's the third one. I'll leave it triple bond, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 2. Clear this. It's here. Why is this not working? Oh, here it is. All right. So this one, this third carbon going left to right, that actually has 4 bonds already. This fourth one has 4 bonds. So we'll leave that blank. Oops, sorry. And let me just draw another carbon here. And draw my hydrogens. So this should have 8 hydrogens, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These two are good. 6, 7, 8. Okay. So that is C5H8. It's unsaturated. And this would actually be, if you label it from 1, 2, 3, it would be 3-pentyne. But let me see it. So if you label it that way, it's between the third and fourth carbon, so it'd be 3-pentyne. But if I go the opposite direction, 1, 2, it's actually between the second and third carbon. So label is left to right, right to left, so this would be 2-pentyne. 2-pentyne. Okay. And again, because you have to train your brain to label these left to right and right to left. So I have 2-pentyne. And I'm just gonna go over some Regents questions. I'll hammer this point home. Let me close this tab. Yes, so let me delete these. Too distracting. Oops, sorry. All right, so this one here. Right, so which molecule represents a saturated hydrocarbon? So if it's saturated, it has single bonds, which means the hydrogens are double the amount of carbons plus 2. So I see here, it'll be C4H10, because that's double plus 2. What is the chemical name for this molecule here? So I have to count the carbons. So it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. And let me just make this larger for everyone since it's only thing on here. So this one here, I have 4 carbons. So it's C4. And I have 3, 5, 7, 10 hydrogens. So it's H10. So I know that's bute is, actually let me show you guys on the reference table. I know bute is 4, and if it's double plus 2, it should be ANE, right, which is in your reference table, which I might have closed here, so I'll pull it back up. So, sorry. All right, clear the screen so you guys can see that. All right, so let me put this back over here. Let me make this smaller. All right, so why is this C4H10? Because I counted the carbons and I counted the hydrogens. And why is it butane? Because 4 carbons is bute. And then if it has double the amount of hydrogens plus 2, it's an ANE. Right? So that's butane. Which one has a multiple covalent bond? That's just saying which one has a double or triple bond. So this would be anything that has less than double plus 2. So it has to be alkene or alkyne. So this is an alkane. This is exactly double, so it should be an alkene. So this should be our answer. This is double plus 2, 8, right? 3 times 2 plus 2 is 8. And then 4 times 2 plus 2 is 10. So these are alkanes. Only one that's alkene or alkyne is choice number 2. All right, for question 10. This one, which represents an unsaturated hydrocarbon? So again, which one has double or triple bonds? So if it has double plus 2, I know it's an alkane. So 12 is an alkane, or C5H12 is an alkane. C6H14 is an alkane. C7H16, 7 times 2 is 14. 14 plus 2 is 16, so that's an alkane. This one is an alkyne. Okay, so it has, sorry, it has double minus 2. Right? 8 times 2 is 16, minus 2 is 14. And moving along. Unsaturated hydrocarbon again. So which one has, this is the exact same question. Oh, they repeat the questions on the regions. So these are all regions questions. So you can see they repeat these year to year. So unsaturated, so this is alkane. This one's an alkene. And these 3 are alkenes, right? So those repeat. So we should see patterns every year. Which formula represents a hydrocarbon? So let's go back to your notes. Hydrocarbons only have carbon and hydrogen. So nope, nope, and nope. So this is 3. Okay. A hydrocarbon has 7 going across. So let's draw this out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's a double bond between the third and fourth carbon. So let's do that. Double bond between the third and fourth, which is right here. And it's a hydrocarbon. So if it has all these other ones filled out, I'm just going to do that for everyone here. So it's completed for 4 bonds. And how many carbons? So if it has 3 carbons, sorry, if it has 7 carbons, should be het. So that doesn't help us. If it has a double bond, it's going to be an alkene, because only alkenes have bonds, so we eliminate this. And if it's between the third and fourth carbon, it should be 3 heptene. Okay, so use the lowest number. If I went this way, it wouldn't work out. So using the lowest number, it's 3 heptene. And that is why 17 is choice 3, because it has 7 carbons. Right? Knowing it's hept, it has a double bond, has the ane, and the double bond is located between the third and fourth carbon. Right, going left to right in that case. Okay, so this question, which one is saturated? So again, you see these repeats. So again, if it's saturated, it has single bonds, so it should be double plus 2. This is an alkyne, so that's a triple bond. This one has a triple bond because this is double minus 2. And this one also has a triple bond because that is double minus 2. This one's saturated, right? 10 is double plus 2, 4, right? So what is that? Next one. Which formula can represent an alkyne? Right, so that means it has double minus 2 the amount of carbons and hydrogens. Right, so this is exactly double, so that's an alkene. This is double plus 2, so that's an alkene. This is double minus 2, so that's an alkyne. And this is exactly double, so it's an alkene. So only was alkyne was choice 3. So that's right. So that's it for alkenes, alkynes, saturated versus unsaturated hydrocarbons, and quickly learning how to draw the structure formula when it has a double or triple bond. Right, so please message me and remind if you have any questions, and thank you for watching.